We got a great show for you today. You got the Mets and the Phillies starting a 4-game set. The Yankees with a day off. And tonight, playoff hockey back in Madison Square Garden. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
Good news, Ranger fans. Craig is wearing no Ranger gear at this moment.
Yet.
Yeah,
well, first off, I left my hat in the house. But I'm waiting on my Capo Caco jersey to be delivered to me today by my fine friends at Fanatics. For all of your sports gear, go to fanatics.com.
Is that in honor of the Caco goalie interference?
Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah, that's why I'm wearing it.
Okay.
So, Tommy, what's the update on my Capo Caco jersey? I'm very excited to rock it today. Home white.
You don't have it yet. I don't know if you're gonna get it by today, but
Excuse me?
I don't know if you're gonna get it by today.
No, Fanatics is always great with that. They're right around the block. They've got a warehouse, and we're good. When do I get it?
I wouldn't hold my breath for today. Just I wouldn't.
Wow.
There's a
make your hopes
playoff
up.
game tonight at Madison Square Garden.
That's all right. I've got a backup plan. I have a backup plan because I didn't trust Tommy to get the job done today anyhow.
What's your backup plan?
I'll get it during the next break, and I'll bring it in here. But I'm all pumped up for playoff hockey tonight. I'll tell you something else. Today's an interesting day if you're a New York Yankee fan. Yeah, the Yankees lost yesterday 2-1. The offense was sputtering against a pitcher that they should have had a field day with and didn't, which is kind of like an old school Yankee moment that has everybody on pins and needles. Here's the reality, Ev.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankees start a series tomorrow at home against the Texas Rangers, right?
Yes.
And I know exactly how it's going to play itself out. Even though they've still got the best record in baseball, and their 11-game win streak did come to an end last night, so 11-1 in their last 12 games, here's what's going to happen. If the Yankees lose the Garrett Cole start tomorrow, you know exactly what's going to happen.
He's not an ace.
Number one, it's going to be he's not an ace. You know, obviously, depending on how they lose the game, okay, if they should lose the game. Number two, it's going to be I knew the Yankees weren't that good. It's a weird feeling, but I've talked to a lot of Yankee fans about it the last 12 hours, and it seems like the winning was great. You can't take it away. But last night's loss was representative of a lot of Yankee games last year.
0 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
Right.
They scored 1 run against Yusei Kikuchi, who, let's face it, stinks. He stinks this season. He stinks throughout his career.
Right.
The 1 run actually comes on a home run by Joey Gallo. And I think you remember last year when the Yankees had their 12-game winning streak.
Yeah.
It all of a sudden turned into losing 11 out of 13.
So I'm trying to figure out from a Yankee fan perspective, at what point do you start believing in them? Because the few Yankee fans I've talked to since last night's loss are now on, like, the edge of their seat. Like, we didn't hit Kikuchi.
Right.
Maybe it was all a mirage.
No. Here's why you should worry.
I'm worried.
Here's why you shouldn't worry.
I don't know. I'm worried,
The
Evan.
New York Yankees are a team that's built around 1 through 14, the best pitching staff in Major League Baseball.
I'm worried. I know
Not
Yankee
1 through
fans
5,
are worried.
1 through 14. And they did it again last night, even in a night in which you lost. And yes, they couldn't get a big hit. I get that. Even on a night where Nestor Cortez couldn't throw strikes. What do? They go to their bullpen.
Bang.
Their bullpen dominates, and they keep them in the game. The Yankees can pitch. And while they may not pitch to a 2.6 ERA the rest of the season, they will be fine. They'll be fine.
You'll be okay.
Because they can pitch.
I don't know. I think a lot of Yankee fans are worried that last night's game is the real Yankees. I will say this, though. My man Aaron Boone did the right thing last night. You've talked about it more than anybody, how Aaron Judge, because he's so damn tall, gets screwed on pitches that may be a strike to other batters, but to a 6'7" guy, they're low.
Yes.
They're out of the strike zone.
Yes.
And Aaron Boone went crazy last night.
That's what we call a cheap hop, because he gets everybody, Yankee players, Yankee fans, even non-Yankee fans, to say, that's my manager.
That's exactly right.
You can't go wrong when you scream and yell at an umpire.
It's a one-run game. Obviously, every at-bat's important in a one-run game. But he's chirping before Judge even struck out.
Right. Well, because in that at-bat.
That was awesome.
And look, last night, to be fair, Aaron Judge, for his entire career, has been screwed by low strikes.
More
This has
than
been
any
going
other player maybe in the history of the sport.
And I'm so glad Jack Curry the other night on the postgame show, I think it was last night, gave documents to prove it. I've just been saying it with the eye test. But Jack Curry had the numbers. And the numbers say Aaron Judge has been called for more low strikes than anybody in baseball, and it's not even close.
Right.
Like the closest guy was Paul Goldschmidt, and it was 80 strikes away.
To be fair, though, I want to be fair. He is a freak of nature.
No, I get that.
There are not a lot of guys who look like power forwards in the NBA at his size
I totally
playing
get
baseball.
It. But he still
it's
has
like if
been.
you were pitching to a dwarf, it'd be hard to throw strikes.
Well, we call him Jose Altuve, okay?
No, even smaller than that. Yeah, like a legitimate dwarf.
I gotcha.
Yeah, like you throw a pitch to a dwarf. To everybody else, it's a strike. To him, it's above his head.
I'm sure Jose Altuve's had some extra high strikes. So, yeah, his size has something to do with it. But Aaron Judge over the years has been hosed by the low strike.
Yeah, right.
I don't think last night, to be fair, he was hosed by low strikes. I think last night was a frustration let it out night for Aaron Boone. First of all, there was one strike call that wasn't low, it was just off the plate. And I think that ticked him off.
Yeah.
And I think Aaron Boone was letting out the frustration to not only show Yankee fans, but more so show Aaron Judge, hey, I'm looking out for you. And I'm sick and tired of you being called for the low strike. And by the way, here's another reason why you got to re-sign this guy. When the robo-umpires come, Aaron Judge is going to be the biggest benefactor.
Sure.
Because all of a sudden, that low strike that he's been hosed on for years, all of a sudden it's called a ball.
Right.
All of a sudden, Aaron Judge is going to be on base a bunch more times than he's been because he's been punched out on strikes that weren't really strikes.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, though, I had such a weird feeling last night. I did. Big Mac and I talked about it last night. He's not convinced that's not the real Yankees either. And my point to him late last night on a text back and forth was, dude, they can't win every game.
Wow.
They're 11-1 in their last 12. Why not look at the 11? Why are you only looking at the 1?
Why are you so negative, dude?
So negative.
I mean, geez, you
It's
just
a
won
major
11 in a
fault.
row.
It's a major fault of mine. I immediately go right back into the negative.
You and everybody else. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
I was talking to a lot of Yankee fans in the last 12 hours, and there's this weird feeling like, all right, let's see if they rebound against Texas. Let's see who the real Yankees are. And it happens to be a Garrett Cole start tomorrow. So it's like 2 for 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Garrett Cole as good as he looked the last 2 games, or are we getting the Garrett Cole of the first 2 games? I don't know what we're getting. I have no idea.
Or you're going to get the offense that went 0 for 8 with runners in
Right.
scoring position and scored 1 run against Yusei Kikuchi and the rest of that Blue Jay bullpen.
That being said, I believe that the Yankees of the 11-game win streak are the real Yankees, and last night is a bit of an aberration.
Last night wasn't an aberration in terms of they can pitch. And they go so deep out of their bullpen that even on nights like last night where they're down by a run, they've got so many arms that they can use that are going to shut the opponents down, especially a good offense like the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, Michael King right now is a cheat code. Let's be honest with how dominant this guy is.
Now,
the Yankees got 4 innings from their starting pitcher last night. Cortez was not good.
He was not good.
He had a trouble throwing strikes, and yet the Yankee bullpen pitched 4 flawless, perfect innings by relievers who have ERAs of 0.51 and 0.69. The New York Yankees, 1 through 13, have the best pitching staff in baseball right now.
Something else happened last night that I'm not even sure the appropriate way to bring it up, but it's really fascinating to me. So you remember 2 nights ago when Aaron Judge hits the home run and the Toronto Blue Jay fan kindly gives the ball to the young man, the 10-year-old kid, 9-year-old kid who's wearing the Judge shirt and the kid starts crying.
A tear-jerking moment, yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, for some, I guess.
Those with soul, yes.
We see that every day, more or less, when athletes do the right thing for kids, and it's amazing. It's always good. It never fails to make you feel good, right? But this one's going like a little overboard now. Am I the only one that thinks that? So if you listen to the open of the game last night, I was listening driving home. They spent 5 minutes not guffawing. What sort of looking for? Like globnobbing over what Aaron Judge did. Susan especially, like she's never seen it before. Then the kid gets to meet Aaron Judge before last night's game, and apparently Judge was great. But it's like all they talk about. Like, not for nothing, Aaron Judge didn't give the kid the ball. The Blue Jay fan did.
This is coming from the guy who waxed
Like, what are we
poetic
doing?
about Tom Brady embracing his kid and said,
Yeah.
"This is why he's
That
father
was
of
a
the
special
year."
father-son moment. That's
All
right.
Most fathers
Yeah.
love their kids.
Yeah.
Most fathers want to embrace their kid. And now you can't find the beauty in this moment and everything about it.
Yeah.
The Blue Jay fan gives the ball to the Yankee
thought that
fan
was great.
who's named after Derek Jeter.
You know.
Aaron Judge says, "That was me as a kid."
But last
Come
night
on.
they did a whole thing. His family emigrated here from the Dominican.
Yeah.
He's named after Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
Like, this kid's that special?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Well,
don't want to be a bad guy, but
Well,
like,
you're already there, bro.
I mean, the kid got a home run ball. That's not enough. Now we've got to introduce him to Aaron Judge. That's not enough. You know what I mean?
How about the guy who
Like-
gave him the ball? He's getting stuff
Yeah.
too. George Springer, I think, gave him his jersey
Oh,
or
is that
something
right?
like that.
That, by the way, that's the only guy that should be celebrated
Well, he did a great thing.
because he gave the ball up.
Though, in fairness, and I love the moment, if you are a human being who catches a home run ball or a foul ball, and there is a kid next to you,
Yeah,
you are under baseball laws
Yeah.
to give the kid the ball.
That's what I'm wondering. Have you ever caught a foul ball and given it to a random kid?
Yes.
It can't be your own kid.
Yes.
Because if you give it to your own kid,
No, that doesn't
count.
No.
So I just want to know, you've done that?
Yes.
You caught a foul. First off, you catching a foul ball seems like you're lying
I
already.
picked it up off the ground, but I acquired a foul ball, yes. And then I handed it to the kid.
Because you stole it from the kid originally?
No.
Walk me through that story.
So I'm sitting on the aisle. That's where I normally sit. And a
Yeah.
foul ball kind of bounced
Do you
off
sit
of
there
this.
for extra leg room or because you bought the tickets?
It's because
and
it's my
that's
damn
the better
seat.
seat?
That's my seat.
I'm just asking.
I spend a fortune on it.
Yeah.
It's mine,
How about when you go to
damn
the
it.
game with your dad? Does he get the aisle or do you get
No,
the aisle?
I always get that. Is my seat.
All right, so that's interesting. I mean, that's filled with ego, but go ahead.
I mean, it's not filled with ego. It's filled with
All that
this is
is
our
ego.
seats.
No. Why don't you
When
sit
my
in?
dad and I used to go to games and I was a kid,
He got the
gave
aisle.
me a seat. It was a box, so kind of like everybody had an aisle, so it's weird.
Okay.
But I had a seat and he had a seat.
Yeah.
And we didn't move around. We didn't change them.
Yeah.
So on opening day, when I got these tickets for the first time, I was actually in the middle of a season because I moved.
Okay.
I sat in that seat and I declared it with my butt. This is my seat.
So
And
you're
was
that
it.
guy. Only you can drive a car. Only you can sit on the aisle.
That's correct, yes.
All right, so go ahead. So the ball, you don't catch the ball.
No, I did
obviously.
not. I'm not going to lie to you.
Go ahead.
The ball bounced off of like the stairwell that comes down to my right, and it rolled, and I picked it up. There was no
Yeah.
one even close.
Nobody close.
I got the ball. I looked to my left. Remember, I got the ball from my right. I looked to my left. There's a kid, and I said, "Would you like the ball?" And he didn't answer. And I said, "You want it?" And his
Yeah.
dad was like, "Yes, say yes."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yes." And I handed him the ball.
I don't know. That sounds a little convenient and fugazi.
Fugazi for whom?
Yeah.
For me or
I
for the
don't
kid?
know. That sounds a little like the kid didn't ask you for the ball.
He did not ask me for the ball.
You just offered the ball.
Craig, I want to walk you through
Who hit
something.
the ball?
I do not remember.
How do you not remember that?
Because I didn't keep the ball. If I kept the ball, I would have written it down. But since I immediately gave it away, I have no record of the ball. But I want to walk you through something because you may not be aware of this.
What's that?
Let's say I decided to keep the ball. Let's say I was a jackass. And I said, my
I mean,
ball.
you got the ball.
Let me walk
Doesn't
you
make you
through.
a bad guy.
Well, let me explain to you what would have happened. Everybody in the section, plus the section to my left, plus the section to my right, would have all started chanting something at me. And it would have sounded like this. Give the kid the ball. Give the kid the ball. You have no choice. Now, I gladly gave up the ball. Trust me, I don't care about it.
But the kid didn't ask for it.
The kid did, but I also
So
knew.
you were trying to preempt being heckled.
I'm a good guy. Let's start with the I'm a good guy.
Plus, you might
And
be
then
on the Jumbotron. That's also a possibility on a foul ball,
I
right?
also have Howie Rose staring down, and I don't need him making a comment. Evan Roberts just took a ball from a kid.
Yeah, but that's my point. You didn't take the ball from the kid.
Doesn't matter.
Like, I think it's all well and good. Yeah, if you get a ball and there's a kid, give it to the kid. What do you need it for?
Right.
Right?
So that's exactly right.
But what if you're a big fan of Aaron Judge? What if you want the, or in your case, pick out your favorite Met, whatever it is. Jacob deGrom fouls one off.
The answer,
and you catch it.
you're in
there's a little 7-year-old sitting near you who's got boogers coming out of his nose, and you don't know who the kid is. And he's like, "Daddy, can I have the ball?" And he goes, "Hey, do you mind giving the ball to my son?" What would you do? You'd keep that ball.
Well, first of all, you are in a very, very tough spot. I think you bring up a fair point. If you catch a home run ball from a guy that you love, you may not want to necessarily give it away. You have to give it
Well,
away.
the ball means something to you.
I get that. Now, I am not in that position because foul balls don't mean that much to me. And I sit in foul territory. So if I get a ball, it ain't that difficult to give it away. And I felt good because last year at Yankee Stadium, a Yankee fan caught a foul ball and immediately gave it to my son. So I felt like it was playing it forward when I did this a few years ago. And at the time when I did it, I didn't have any kids.
Okay.
I wasn't even married.
I think Big Mac's not the ball sharing kind. I think if he caught a ball from a Yankee, that he would hold on to that ball. He wouldn't give it up for nothing. That's just my gut on it.
That's preposterous. I don't.
Why
You
is
make
that
these
preposterous?
quick, brash decisions about me on one glance. It's
Yeah.
it's
I'm
unfair.
never wrong, though.
Oh, you're very wrong.
So if you got a foul ball
gladly
from-
give away a foul ball
from your favorite Yankee.
Gladly give
and
away
there's a
foul
kid
ball.
sitting 3 rows away who didn't have
Yeah.
a chance at the ball.
Yeah.
So it's not like you stole the ball from him.
Yeah.
You're going to give the kid the ball?
Not immediately because I've never caught a foul ball, and I might just
well,
want to rub it up, give it a feel.
Yeah.
Let's see what a Major League Baseball actually feels and looks like. But then, yes, I would give it away.
Got it. So, but it wouldn't be right away.
It would
so
not
you
come
would
home
bow
with me.
to the immediate pressure.
But
It
Big
would not
Mac,
come home with me.
you're in a tough spot
Yeah.
because immediately people would start chanting at you.
Yeah.
Give
oh, no.
him the ball.
Yeah, like
give
this
him
is.
the ball.
I want you to understand something. This
No, I
is
don't-
truly a
yeah.
thing. Like this happens
know.
more times than not. The only shot you have is if there's no kids in the stands. It's a Tuesday night. It's
Even
a
on
cold.
foul balls?
Yes.
See?
Yes, dude.
And to me, everyone's
You
saying
go to
that
more games than I do. I wouldn't argue with you.
you have to listen to last night's pregame. It was fascinating. Like Aaron Judge was Jesus. And to me, I'm like, he's not the guy that caught the ball and gave it to the kid. That's the guy.
So that Michael guy from Toronto, he's Jesus.
That guy in this case is Jesus.
And Michael, to his credit, I think that's his name. That dude didn't even hesitate.
No.
Like, he caught the home run ball. Now, granted, he's a Blue Jay fan. I understand
But
that.
he knew he was sitting next to them.
And he, like, immediately looked for his friend Derek and said, and here's what really made this thing go viral, in my opinion. Derek's reaction.
He started crying.
No question.
The reaction
Yes.
He
made
didn't just
this
start
the
crying.
thing.
He collapsed in the
Yeah.
guy's arms
Like
with
he knew
emotion.
him. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
almost like, hey, back off, buddy.
Yeah, it wasn't even just like a big smile and a thank you. I
No.
mean, he just
And then the
Lost
kid started crying again
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
That makes more
Yeah.
sense. It's
No
like
question.
Aaron Judge is like legitimately larger than life. And you're in the dugout getting to meet him. Why? Because a nice stranger did you a solid.
Essentially.
Yeah, and you know what? Do me a favor. Have whoever here that does that find the pregame last night when Susan. No, honestly, you would have thought that Aaron Judge cured cancer. You really would have thought that Aaron Judge was like Marie Curie and came up with the cure for cancer. Like he walks on water,
Right.
legitimately. And I'm listening, driving home, going. I mean, it was nice, but like, what are we doing?
And it was on the pregame show of Yes Network as
Was
well.
it?
Like, Derek got interviewed. And so I know Derek's life story. I know the reason he loves Aaron Judge. He loves him for 2 reasons, Craig.
Go ahead.
Loves home runs and the home run derby.
Right.
Plus, Derek loves to play right field. True story.
All right. Well,
How about
there
that?
you go. We'll get all your calls on it. And as much as I think it's nice to give the ball to a kid, I don't think it's a requirement.
Would you?
Again, depends on the circumstance. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, the circumstance is there's a foul ball, you catch it. All right?
Well, let me just place that real quick.
Yeah.
Your son is with you, and you catch it. And 5 seats to the right,
No.
there's another
No,
boy.
no. Because I
Who
gave
gets it?
my son. I gave the kid the ball, my son.
Okay. So that's why you don't always have to give it away.
No, if you're with a kid, then you got away with it scot free.
What if your kid is 20?
You're not getting away with it.
Like if I gave the ball to Sonny, right? I'm like, hey, Sonny, yeah.
That doesn't count. Sorry.
I'm going to get a heat for that.
I think you're gonna get heat.
Yeah, I'm gonna, oh, come on, he's an adult.
I think like 14 or 15 is the cutoff. I think if they're older than that,
Well, I think it depends what the kid looks like.
that's true.
Because
yeah.
you could have a young-looking, older kid and vice versa.
If you were with Anthony, who's how old now?
Anthony's 11.
You're good.
I'm good.
I think
agree.
you're good.
Yeah.
But knowing Anthony, and I know him now, Anthony would take the baseball from you and he'd give it to a kid.
He would probably. Or he'd throw it. Yeah. Hey, Dad, check out my arm.
see if you can trade it for an opportunity to sing the national anthem or something.
Yeah, he sang last night on stage in front of a couple
Nice.
hundred people.
Nice.
Yeah. He did.
Oh, was Aladdin?
No, Aladdin is next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Aladdin is next weekend. What song did he do last night? I don't know. Stand By Me. He did Stand, but he only did the opening of it. Yeah, so anyway.
Very nice.
But he does have a
School
good arm.
function?
It
Burgeoning,
was a school function, yeah.
burgeoning vocal superstar.
I said you're going to be on American Idol in a couple years.
American Idol's going to be on in a couple of
Yeah,
years?
it does very well. It's on ABC now. It went over to ABC. They had their
show-
20th anniversary.
that show will
and did
not
not invite
go
Konstantin
away.
Maroukolas to the 20th anniversary. How about that?
Wow.
They don't like him.
Why?
I don't know. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. Yeah, because they had a bunch of other people also who didn't win it, but were like your top 10 or whatever.
But-
and they brought him back to sing. I'm like, how do you not bring my man back? But they don't like him.
Wow.
He must have slept with the wrong person.
Paula?
Maybe that's what I said. He denies it though. I said, "There's no doubt in my mind you slept with Paul Abdul. Like I'm convinced of it." He's like, "No, I didn't. A lot of people think that, but I did. I swear to you, I didn't."
The producers probably think that, hence there's no
Like,
invitation.
I swear to you, I didn't. You know, all the Real Housewives of New York, yeah, but American Idol, no. It was black and
Come
white.
on, Constantine. Straight up, now tell me. You did it, didn't you?
That's what I want to find out. He denies it. He totally denies
Straight
singing
up.
with Paul Abdul. I got the reference. Yes. No one else got it, but I got
no,
it.
I got it. It was a
you.
Paul Abdul song. I got
Was
it.
it? Name two of her songs. He gave you one.
Straight up, don't tell me that.
Okay, fair enough. Name the other one. Because she had two legitimate hits.
I know. I can get this. You just got to get. I will tell you the answer after the break.
I'm going to give you a hint. There's a cartoon
Yeah,
fox
I know. I'm watching
in
it.
the video.
I'm watching it in my head.
That's the hint.
I think it's a cat, but
Is
close.
it-
I think
is that though? Is
I
a
think
fox?
It's a cat.
Is it a cat, not
I
a
think it's
fox?
a cat, not a fox.
All right.